Welcome to Big Ideas Small Business. This is Doreen Milano, and today we have the pleasure of talking to Kay Wallace.
You're tuned into Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano. Doreen brings energy, focus, and creativity with the most cutting-edge tools and systems needed to grow business, drive profits, and achieve dreams. Ready to rise? Here's your host, Doreen Milano.
Welcome, Kay. You are with Team Referral Network DFW.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a company that creates opportunities to network.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So you want to tell us a little bit more about Team Referral DFW?
Sure.
As far as, it's a franchise, right?
It is a franchise. It is a woman-owned business
Exciting.
based out of California. And company is 20 years old.
Wow.
And so she has franchised, and would you believe every franchise owner right now is a female.
Awesome.
So
I love
it's because it's all about relationships, and it's all about, the networking and supporting each other, small business, all about small business.
And you and I have known each other for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the great ideas that I learned from Kay is it is so important to understand that when you're networking, you're creating your own tribe.
That is correct.
And you have the opportunity to choose members of your tribe.
Yes.
This is a big deal because
Very big deal.
in choosing members of your tribe, you get to choose people that are different than you.
Mm-hmm.
You get to choose people that are more, how can I say this, boisterous than you,
Mm-hmm.
who talk more than you do, possibly.
Yes.
And especially for female, a lot of times we have issues about self-esteem and value and other things that go on underneath. And so this is an opportunity for us to connect with people who don't have those issues primarily.
Well, remind me later to tell us a success story about the shyest person we've ever had.
Oh, you're on. But it's an opportunity for us to start really bringing people to ourselves
Yes.
that can lift us up and move us forward.
Exactly. As whether we work in the small business space.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that works on a commission structure, right?
Yeah.
Which every small business owner basically is working on commission, not in the traditional sense of the word, but they're trying to get, if they're brick and mortar, they're trying to get people in the door, they're trying to get new clients, whatever it is they're trying to do. So
They don't get paid until the sale's made.
That's exactly,
and collected.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So think of all the aspects that a business needs, a small business. Let's just use a dry cleaners. When a dry cleaner's open, what do they need? Well, they need marketing, they need signage, they need merchant services.
They need people walking in the door.
They need people walking in the door. They need community.
They need a way to
because
actually deliver the product.
yes, and if they've done their market research, people will only drive 2.2 miles to a cleaner's from their house or work.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's important to know.
I mean, that's just for dry cleaners, but it's that market research for every small business. Where does will your clientele drive there if you're a brick and mortar? If you're work from home, as a lot of us do now, I've always worked from home, but then we don't worry so much because we're out driving and going places. But you've got to get that all of those things that you need. That's kind of what our chapters do. And joining our networking, it is, oh great, oh you're the merchant services, can I chat with you? Can I get to know you? Can I get to trust you?
Yes.
That's huge. Trust is a huge factor in doing business. How many business owners have you ever met that have been messed over, or whatever they want to call it? They may use looser terms.
Yes.
But it hasn't been a positive experience.
I think all of us have had that experience.
Yes,
At
yes.
least once,
Oh, yes.
if not multiple times.
And like specifically, I run into, and it's just the business people I tend to run with, is their websites are always bad because they don't know anything about websites. And so they just paid somebody, their kids, sons, brothers, aunts, next door neighbor,
to do
build
the
them a
website?
website because they were afraid of getting taken advantage of.
And the website's not doing them any good.
Oh,
is it?
no, it's not doing them a thing. It's sitting there. So, our goal is to take that merchant services, that flooring company, that dry cleaners, that all of that, and let them build a sales team. They build their own, like you said, they build their own tribe. So if in your business, whatever that is, if you were to build a sales team for your business, what would that look like? Who would you want out there looking for business for you?
People who are actually already doing business with my client base.
Yes, yes.
That's who I'd want as my sales team. Because if they're doing business with my client base, they have inside knowledge of what's going on in that business.
Right.
And they can see opportunities where I might make a difference,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
That's the idea.
Yes. Absolutely. And, and then we refer business to each other. That's how we help the businesses grow. It's all about referring business. And it's really, people think it's a very foreign concept. It's not. My daughter is here visiting this week. Thank you for being here. And I had to get that in there. But she is in the restaurant industry. And it's
That industry lives on word of mouth referrals.
exactly. So how many times have any of us said, I'm in the mood for Italian food? We just did that the other day to one of my neighbors. What's the best? Where have you been that's good? It's the same thing with us. Who have you used for merchant services?
There's
I'm
only
getting
one
ready-
that I found that's really good.
Yes, absolutely. I'm with you. But, also, I'm selling my house. I need a realtor. I'm moving offices. I need a commercial realtor. I need commercial loans for my business to grow. I might need a mortgage for my house. I might, the storms we went through. I cannot tell you how many of our Serve Pro and restoration members,
We're just booked.
within minutes.
I bet.
And I had one of my neighbors say, I need a restoration. I was so happy because I was able to text one of our members and I said, I have a particular person and I wouldn't ask for anybody else. Dropped everything they were doing, fit them in the schedule. That's what networking does. You get a connection.
There's a visceral response.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that kind of drives me a little nuts is when you have people that network that don't really want to connect.
Well, so the interesting thing is, and I always say, if you're a commission structure, small business owner, I think you need to do 3 types of networking. I think you need an exclusive group that they're dedicated to you and you're dedicated to them. I also believe that you need to belong to chambers of commerce in your community because that's a community setting. One's what we call a hard networking.
Right.
And the other is about, community. But then there's all these open networking events that I think everybody should go to and meet new people. And I think if you do all of those, you get a sense of community and connections. But there are people that go to Chambers event, and I think I've mentioned that they're there for the $2 Chuck Triscuit and cheese. They're not there to network. Here's the thing, chamber event, networking event, possibly free alcohol. They're there for that. They're there because they think they're important enough that they need their face seen. Like, look, see, I showed up.
Yay!
But I'm going to sit over here in the corner with my 2 buck chucks and Triscuit and cheese and wait for all of y'all to come over. And then they go home, they've met nobody.
They've got no business cards.
And no connection. All they've done is waste probably 3 hours, which they could have probably been doing more productive things.
I totally agree.
But it's a learned skill.
So let's talk about that skill when we come back.
Okay.
We're going to stop for our sponsors right now. We'll be right back.
We are being censored. America's news outlets no longer provide the truth. 90% of news outlets in the United States are controlled by 6 corporations. They're not out to tell you the truth of what's happening. They're out to tell you the picture of the world that they represent. The mission of the Epoch Times is to chase the truth, to ground all statements in facts, and prevent people from being misled. The Epoch Times is independent. We're not controlled by any special interests, and we never will be. The Epoch Times is a non-partisan media. That means we don't stand for any political party. This is a battle between truth and deceit, a battle between forces that would ensnare this country in ignorance, and between a media that wants to present you with the truth. Subscribe today and join the Americans who are seeking truth and tradition. We'd love to have you on board.
Business runs on
Welcome back. We're talking to Kay Wallace from Team Referral Network DFW. And we were just talking about networking and those people who show up at networking events that have no intention of networking.
Yeah. And that, so when I see people that do that, or you get, I calling the vomiting Veras at, at like chamber events, because they show up and they always show up with a stack of business cards. And I've heard, I've been doing this for so long, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard it. It's like, my goal is to give out 50 business cards. So my question is, what is that thought process for people that say that? What is that going to get you? Giving them out. I've never seen anybody running around with a credit card in their hand looking to buy something.
That you hand them a business card and they hand you the credit card.
I've never seen that in my life. I don't know why people think that's going to happen. But they run up, they interrupt, they shove their business card in your hand, and they leave, and they're on to the next. They're pollinating. And they think that works. Pollinating does not work. The only thing that works is relationships.
Building relationships.
Building relationships. True business relationships that are in support. And what that means is, I need to understand your business. So my job is to listen to you, to educate me about your business, so that when I'm in the world, in my day-to-day activity, business, personal or otherwise, whether it's my neighbors, family, whatever, I go, it triggers something in my brain.
I hear an opportunity that will connect for someone.
Yes, yes.
So one of the things I'm hearing here is, you know, when I network, I will probably choose 2, maybe 3 people and spend at least 5 or 10 minutes with each of those people and really talk about who they are, what they're looking for, how they got into the business that they're in.
Yes.
You know, what are the foundational pieces, you know, oh, well, I'm just transitioning out of corporate. Well, that's really interesting. What corporation are you with? Well, I'm with this one. Wonderful. So what are you going to be doing next? So then we have a dialogue, and I've got some place to catalog all that in my mind, and then I get the business card. And when I'm done with the conversation, I take the business card, I make notes, and I put it in my bag.
Yep.
And
always write on the back of a business card.
And then I go on to the next one. But my goal is not handing out 50 business cards. My goal is getting to know at least 3 people.
Right, right.
Build a relationship with 3 people.
And that's okay. Every event, every networking event you go to, you should have a strategy. But everybody doesn't have the same one.
Correct.
Maybe I'm struggling in a particular area of my business that I'm actually looking to connect and meet somebody that may be in that particular field that I can form a relationship with. Or maybe I'm looking for what we call power partners.
Correct.
Power partners, like I also am a digital marketing strategist. And I, started that business probably 14 years ago, something along those lines. But I don't want to be that person that does all of that social media for everybody else anymore. I used to do all that stuff. But my power partner in that world would be a web designer, or a search engine optimization expert,
an SEO,
or some SEO, somebody that does paid ads, because I don't know what they do, but if I have a client, I can't just talk to them about this much. They need a bigger picture,
a more broad understanding.
Yes, so they can be informed. It's about education.
Well, one of the other things that I've found is that there are certain people in your market that are hyper connectors.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and I know somebody in this market that is a hyper connector, and I love him to death. And unfortunately, he couldn't be here today to be part of our audience. But when I'm in a networking situation, he's there.
Yes.
If I say, hey, I need to find somebody that does this.
Right.
He will work the room and drag people over to me.
Yes. Yes.
And that is his job. He takes that on and he goes, he sells insurance, right?
Right.
So he wants to know everybody anyway.
Of course.
But when I have one specific person I need, I can go to him and say, find me somebody that does this.
Right.
And he will just work the room.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, there were a couple times I've seen him, he's coming towards me, and he's got one person in each hand dragging him along.
Right. Yeah, see, I do that too.
Right.
It's like, I still have people, I lived in California for, I think, 12 years, give or take. And I've been back in Texas. I'm a native Texan, but I've been back in Texas for 8 years now. I still have people from California send me an email or something.
Or call you.
Or call me.
Who do you know?
Who do you know? That's it. Who do you know?
I still get those phone calls.
And I love it because now, some people don't understand that concept. Those are the non-networkers that you have to learn. It is an art.
The Triscuit and Cheese Group.
The Triscuit and Cheese Group, yes. So, but it's like, the more people you help, they remember you. And you know what's interesting about the story you just told me about the guy that drags people over to you? You know who they're going to remember if they talk about, remember when we met? He introduces, they're remembering him.
Yes.
So that's a magical thing he does.
It is.
Because
everybody knows who he is.
And that's why I do it. It's like, I'm not there for me. I'm there for everybody else. Who do you want to know? Who do you need to know? How can I help you? That's the biggest thing right now, I think, is people that, you've got to stop listening to that WFM station. You cannot build a business as a silo.
No.
All by yourself. To me, you just can't. It takes a village, however, all the adages you want to say, but you cannot do it by yourself. And it's so much more fun.
But there are so many people
to do it with your chosen tribe
that believe that it has to be them. It can only be them. They have to make all the decisions. They have to make all the strategic plans. That nobody else can do it for them. There's a lot of people out there who believe that the Lone Ranger is the only way to go.
Right. So with them, it's been around for decades. What's in it for me? And if you are networking and meet somebody that walks up and says, let me tell you all about me, blah, 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 that's the vomiting Veras, and then all they want to do is walk away.
Hand you a card and walk.
Yeah.
That's
Some
all
of
they
them
do.
don't even have business cards, which that doesn't make sense to me either. But what did they gain? What are you learning? Everything should be an education. We should be growing each day. How do we grow? We ask questions. We zip it and active
Use our
listening.
ears.
Active listening,
Yes.
which there's a difference in just listening and
Absolutely.
active listening. So, the WFM station. What's in it for me?
And those people that are the Lone Ranger, I always have to remind them that they need Tonto too.
Absolutely.
And Tonto can be the tribe.
Well, they didn't walk either. They had horses. There's a lot of things that in building your tribe,
You need to accomplish.
Yes. It's not always obvious either.
No.
And you have to vet who they are. How do you vet them? You have sessions with them and you get to know them. And you know if you can trust them.
And there's a lot of people who just jump on the bandwagon without vetting, without understanding who the person is that they're really talking to.
Yes.
And they're willing to hand them money because they don't have any education in building their website or creating their marketing plan or, being a business banker or doing whatever it is that they're looking for.
Right.
So it's really important that
Well,
they start doing vetting.
Well, and we also call those, we have trust points. A florist is a low trust point.
So let's talk about trust points when we come back.
Okay.
We're going to break right now and listen to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
My American dream is to help you stay healthy and energized so you can live your American dream.
Our American dream is equipping future generations of American dreamers.
My American dream is to protect my community so they can live their American dream.
My American dream is to bring you some spice and flavor to your life.
Our American dream is ensuring what's most valuable to you.
Our American dream is creating opportunities for healthcare providers so they can have their American dreams.
My American dream is serving our business community and advocating for all of your American dreams.
Welcome back, and we are with Kay Wallace, and we're talking trust points.
So, as I mentioned, a florist is a low trust point. However, if you just retired and you've got a lot of money or a 401k and all that, and you need a financial advisor, that's a pretty high trust point. But interestingly enough, a lot of people will Google one and call them, and they have no idea who
They
they're
are.
handing their money over to invest or anything else. So it takes a little longer in the networking game.
So how do we solve the problem? How do we start really building those relationships with the people that we network with?
So there's always your Pied Pipers. That would be me, your obnoxious people. And then you get the shy ones that have never networked before. But
That would be me.
But they're
Just kidding.
But they're coachable, and I think that's the thing, is they got to be coachable. So I've got about 15 chapters in North Texas. So that's our area. So we're all over the DFW area. Our chapters meet in Banks. They meet in restaurants, they meet at a little bit of
Conference
everywhere.
rooms.
Conference rooms, wherever they can find a space, for 15 people, to fit in a room, for face-to-face networking. So that's when the education starts. So
and it's an ongoing weekly education?
It is a weekly education. The meetings are weekly. The education's weekly. Coaching is weekly. Everything is done on a weekly basis, because if you don't connect with those, what I mentioned earlier about power partners and your business sales team, would you miss a sales? If you work for Verizon, are you allowed to miss your sales team meeting every week?
No.
No. So if you're a business owner,
if you're selling cars, there's a sales team meeting every week.
Exactly.
If you don't go to that sales team meeting, there are consequences, ladies and gentlemen, whether you know it or not.
Yes. Now, we're a membership organization, but it's the same thing with us. If you do not show up for your meeting every week, your sales team, your tribe, your peeps, whatever, you label them, they're going to start wondering,
where are you?
Where are you? Have you checked out? You don't care about us. And what happens to the referrals?
Goes down the tube. Let's find out how we can find you.
Okay.
And give us the 3 big networking tips that we should remember.
Okay. So you can find, it's teamreferralnetwork.com, real simple. You can search for any DFW chapters. Just type in DFW and all of our chapters show up. You can also find me. You can search me on there. All my contact information is on there. So that's the easiest way to find us. You can also find us on LinkedIn, Facebook.
Yes.
You can do that. So the top 3 tips, if you're networking: listen, ask questions, and educate yourself. In other words, you don't know it all.
No, you don't. And so I want to repeat those because they're so important. Number 1 is not talk. It is listen. Listen intently.
Active listen. Not be on your phone listening.
No. Number 2 is, again?
Number 2, well, I'm kind of rethinking it a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe engage.
Okay.
Maybe engage is a better.
To listen and engage.
And engage in the conversation.
Which means have a point of view.
Right.
Ask questions.
Yes.
Become part of the overall intent of getting to know the other person.
Right. Which number 2 is ask questions, but that's why I kind of refined it to, it's really more about engagement.
And that's important.
Yeah.
There are so many aspects of our life where we are disengaged.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And number 3 again, the last piece that is important, we have listen, engage,
and educate,
right?
It's all about, and it's not you educating other people. It's about you learning about other people's business. So it's a different type of education. It's, you got to listen, you got to learn.
My takeaway is, I'm the salesperson now. I need to understand what I'm selling.
Yep.
I need to understand what this business needs and how I can be a support to that business. Mm-hmm. It is so important that I listen to be able to sell whatever it is that they're selling.
Yes, yes.
Even if it's an idea.
And you don't have to really sell it.
No, I have to be willing to speak to it.
Exactly. Just be knowledgeable.
So thank you so much, Kay, for being here. It's been a real pleasure. This is another wonderful episode of Big Ideas Small Business. I'm Doreen Milano. You can find me at v2e.biz, and we'll see you next time. The fact is, business has changed. Engagement has changed. And for us to recover our businesses and our communities, we have to engage differently. If you want to have a serious conversation about engagement, community, and your business, call me. Doreen Milano, Visions to Excellence. I'm an executive coach. You can reach me at 650-483-5798 or contact me online at v2e.biz. That's capital V, number 2, e.biz. Let's have a conversation.
This has been Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano. Doreen Milano solves problems for small and mid-market family-owned businesses and service-based industries. To work with Doreen, go to v2e.biz. For guest and sponsorship information, call 650-483-5798. Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano is produced by Offbeat Business Media for the OBBM Network. For OBBM Network programming information, call 214-714-0495. Unauthorized use of any part of Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano without prior permission through the OBBM network is strictly prohibited.